Back at Xyber here, Tech and Games Crusader. We have another unboxing. This is for a controller called the Warrior 64 that was going to be released with a Kickstarter campaign for a Warrior 64 Nintendo 64 redesigned case that was a lot more sleek and edgy. So this was produced by Intec, and this is in my favorite color, which is like the sea salt ice cream / Japanese ice top color. And we're going to take a look at it, see how it feels and everything. It's designed after the original Hori pad for the Nintendo 64, as you can see, with the smaller handheld design. Let's see how close it gets to the original color of that. So, got our cloth here. Let's go ahead and wipe it off. Sorry, I've been gone for a long time. Today is Easter on the 17th of April, and been in and out of the hospital a lot, dealing with a lot of smoke exposure where there's been forest fires around my area, and just generally not feeling great. Absorption for nutrients is almost nil, so yeah, it's just been a really rough experience. So give me one moment and I'll be right back. Sorry guys, I had to cough quite a bit. So I can see right now that this is probably around the same coloring as the original Aqua. This one is an aged version of the Japanese Ice Blue. You can see with the two-tone clear, it's pretty close. I wish that this had a clear back on it. I wish they made a clear one just so I can make one with a clear back, just to have a Hori version again of the original Japanese Ice Blue, because the Hori version of this controller is extremely expensive. Like, we're talking almost $200 just for an open box used controller. The buttons feel really nice. Got some rubber here and here. I actually like the smaller D-pad just because I can stick the side of my finger in the center of it and I can feel every single bit of the angles. The secondary triggers don't feel, or buttons don't feel as good as these. These feel a little bit better as far as rebounding, and these feel a little bit mushier. But for a $20 controller from a company, Intec, who has been rebranded like 7 different times since the 90s, whenever they produced accessories, this is not a bad deal. I mean, you can see right there, Warrior 64 controller model is G3641-TB, and that TB is for transparent blue. So here we have a remanufactured. I've cleaned this up and everything. You can hear the buttons on this. This has a larger start button. Replace the analog stick on this. The C buttons are very rolly, if you know what exactly I'm talking about. You got your Z trigger button. No Z trigger on this, but it does still hold a memory card or a rumble pack. These C buttons feel way better to me because it is a conductive rubber. It's not just a solenoid underneath there. You can see that the size of the imprint under the plastic for the buttons is a lot larger. C buttons are just slightly less convexed on this Warrior 64 controller, and you have deeper impressions of the arrows on the C buttons. You got offset on the B and A the same way as you do on the original. You have this matte finish on here compared to, you know, this has been worn away over time. It looks essentially like the little brother of the original. I love this D-pad a lot, or this analog stick a lot better. The color differences you can see from the connector here. This is more of a turquoise or an aqua, and this is just more of a straight transparent blue. But if you look through it, you can see the color is about the same. Whereas if this was clear or white transparent on the back, it would look near identical. Let's see how it does plug into my super dock here that I'm using with the Switch on the Nintendo 64 ports. Plugs in, of course, the original plugs in very smoothly. Let's check the plastic here. You can see this is a much thicker, more pronounced size of plastic, and this is, of course, a smaller, more movable plastic. Almost looks like this is 3D printed in here, but it's just molding marks, and this is injection molding. It does plug in very satisfyingly. You get like a point that it does click in, and it does stay in a lot better than the original. So I think it's where it is a slightly smaller wall size. Yeah, it stays in really well. I mean, back in the day, these controllers were $50. Well, these imported was like $75 or $72. This being a $20 controller over the course of time. Even the original Hori controllers back in the day were like $45 for importing. So, I mean, I like how this feels. Not too much of a fan on these. The Z button, because you can choose left or right, where on this you only have a center. But I think it's meant to have a little bit of an analog feel, whereas these are more buttons as far as the way they feel. But yeah, guys, I've got a bunch of videos to try and do today while I'm feeling well enough. So if you have any questions or comments about this product, the Intec Gaming Warrior 64 controller, I'll have links in the description below. They have multiple different colors. They do have a green, they have a smoke black, transparent, as well as this blue. I believe there's also a red. And yeah, guys, if you like the video, consider giving a thumbs up. If you want to support the channel or be eligible for future giveaways, consider subscribing to the channel. And if you want to know where I have new content going live, you can follow me on Twitter at Xyber. And also, to be eligible for future giveaways, you need to be a follower on Twitter and subscriber of the channel. guys, this is Xyber Knight, your Tech and Games Crusader. Hope you guys have a good night, good day, take care. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.